Oakland, California facing a serious police shortage. After laying off 80 police officers, 21 more cops retired since June. And as budget cuts threaten pensions all across the country, more cops could be calling it quits to secure their pensions. Retired NYPD detective, homicide detective I should add, Bo Dietl is here. Bo, welcome back.
Hi, Stuart.
Now look, what we see in police departments across the country, Oakland, California in particular, Newark, New Jersey as well, cops leaving the force, getting the money while they can, and leaving the force short-handed. Are we going to see a lot more of this?
A lot more, for the fact a lot of these contracts state the last year, whatever they do in that last year with overtime, that they'll be able to retire on that higher retirement. They want to get out, but a lot of people don't realize it's not going to get any better once you're retired.
But if I'm a cop,
yeah,
and I'm coming towards retirement age,
yeah,
I know that in my last year of service, if I make next year my last year of service, I work overtime, I work sick days, I do everything I possibly can, jack up my income,
exactly,
and my pension for the rest of my life is dependent upon that last year of service.
Absolutely. It depends on the contract. But we saw what happened in Newark, where Mayor Booker wanted them to negotiate to cut back so they wouldn't have to lay off those 100-something guys. Right. They didn't want to negotiate. They laid them off. It's going to happen all around the country. What's happening in Oakland is you need the proper policing there. You need X amount of cars going out there. That means cars are going to go on a robbery in progress. Usually you have a backup car. They're not going to have a backup car. You have what they call sectors, and these have to be manned.
Well, why don't cops make a deal? They know that the money down the road is not going to be there, so why not accept a deal where everything's cut back rationally for existing workers?
Because of the cops that are on the force now, with going up to the 20 years near their retirements, they're not worrying about the new guys that are going to come out. They're the ones that are going to be laid off first. The last ones in are the first ones out. My problem here is, again, people have to realize we have real problems with the pensions. What's that? Yeah. In the state of California, New Jersey, New York has a problem too. We have to realize, I run a small business, several hundred people, security guards. I work for the city of Newark doing security for Newark. I haven't been paid since the end of August. I have a problem. I have a real problem. But right now, cops, unions, everybody has to say, look, we all have to cut back. We have to cut it down. I'd rather get a pension. If my pension is $2,500 a month, I'd rather you take $500 and cut it back. Let me get $2,000. Let me get something rather than have the whole pension system fall apart.
You're on the inside of this. Tell me it's true that every one of these states is looking for a federal bailout because the money can't come from any place else. They want President Obama to come in and bail them out, don't they?
You got it. You got California, Illinois, New Jersey. You've got everywhere. They're going down the tubes unless we all pull in. What Christie's doing over there, we have to cut back.
So do you agree with me that they basically want and need and must have a federal bailout?
You could say what you want.
What are you laughing at?
Well, you're really,
it's like an interrogation.
You're right that there is the need for austerity. But at the end of the day, the states have to balance their own budget. They can issue bonds, but
we have to look at what the problem, what's the source. You can't keep throwing money into these states. You've got to correct your own problem. If I have a company that's not making money, I have to cut back on salaries, cut back on expenses, and tell people, well, you're going to have a job, but you're going to make a little less. Otherwise, you're not going to have a job. Simple.
I'm with you all the way. But do you think that the people of America, whether it's California, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, do you think they're prepared to accept austerity in government like Greece, like Ireland, where you cut back 30-40%?
When people realize, and the unions realize, hey, this is not the 1980s, 90s, and even 2000. We have a problem. Unions have to be brought in. Here's our budget. Here's our problem. You either work with us, otherwise there's not going to be jobs for anybody. And what happens if a state goes bankrupt? Not too far away if we don't correct what the problems are.
Bo Dietl is a retired homicide detective.
I'm retired a long damn time. And I still investigate homicides, you know, and...
I'm watching out. Okay.
All right.
Bo, thank you very much indeed.
Always a pleasure to do this great show. Enlightening.
He's right, you know. He's right.